everyone, surprise, surprise, Pam Savage with Young at Heart Creations in the middle of the day. I've been cleaning house this morning, so I'm got my comfy shirt on, but I thought I had to sit down and take a craft break. I can only go so long without crafting, so I have had this for I don't know how long. It's a chalkboard that I got, I think maybe at Target years ago. I'm just not sure exactly where I got it. I know the light's kind of drowning it out, but it's just a chalkboard framed in, has some little hearts around it, and I'm going to paint over that, and I'm going to use napkin, and this is I guess you call it a greeting card, a thank you card, just a little blank note card from Hallmark. And just different colored butterflies, but the colors went really well with this, so we may put one of these on here. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to do some Mod Podging with this. Look at the colors in that. Isn't it beautiful? I just love everything about it. Got these napkins at Home Goods, so they have a lot of their napkins out right now for their spring, and mine were up by, at our store, it was up by the register. In the register line where you stand and wait for them to call you to the next register. They had little shelves and baskets and things, and they had a special display of them. So that's where they were. Let's see if I can get you pulled up here on my iPad. Say hello when you come in. Let me know that you're here and what you're doing today. So I'm just going to start painting it. I'm going to put a base coat of white on it. I did not really have a plan for this. This was just in the last 30 minutes. So I don't know how it's going to turn out. We will see what we end up with. Hi, Lynn. Let's see. Let me show you. I've got it drying. Let me show you what we did on our live yesterday. We finished up, so it was a part 2 yesterday of this little bunny. The only thing I did differently from after I got off was I just added a little string bow here. So that's what we painted last night. Finished her up. Turned out really cute, I think, it's a Dollar Tree bunny. And so we really had a lot of fun doing that. Hello, Miss Lynn. You're at work? Okay, so can you have sound up, or do you have to listen quietly? Okay, so I'm going to bring you down. And thank you so much. All right, and let's just get some white going on here. Again, you guys, I've never painted a chalkboard that I remember. I might have when I first started painting years and years and years ago. So I'm sure on this black it's going to take 2 coats. But I don't want to leave it black, because on napkins, whatever the background color is under the napkin that you're placing it on, that color is going to bleed through, and it'll mute your colors in your napkins. So you always want to put a white or a very, very light background. Even an off-white, would work. But if you want the true colors of the napkin, you need to get a white base coat on. And again, I apologize. I was telling them last night, my voice still not back to full normal. I'll have a squeaky moment, and then I'll have a very deep man voice moment. But at least I have a voice. I haven't had a voice in almost 2 weeks, so it's just nice to have a voice back. Unless you ask my husband. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't asked him. Maybe I don't want to know. But he and I both have had the flu for the last 2 weeks, so we're just getting over all that. Okay, I'm going to get down in those corners. I noticed there were a lot going live right now. I don't typically go live during the day because my husband works from home, and a lot of times he's on a Zoom call, and with both of us on at the same time, it doesn't always work great with our internet, but they did a few upgrades to our internet, and so we're going to see if it works out okay. Now, I'm not sure on this border here if I just want to put a good coat of white on it. I think I will. Might take several to cover those little hearts up that are already on there, which it would have been okay to leave those too, but they're going in the frame needs to be a specific position for them to look right. And I need it in the opposite position of what it needs to go. So I decided just to go ahead and paint over them, and then we'll decorate the edges. I don't know if this was in the dollar bin. I don't know why at Target they call it the dollar bin, because I don't think I've ever gotten anything out of that bin that's $1. But I have gotten a lot of cute little things from there. But I do remember getting it at Target. Okay, so let me hit that with the dryer right quick. And I need to plug my quieter dryer in, and I forgot to do that before we got on, and I can't get to it at the moment, so. Here we go. I don't like to use that loud one. Hi, Tammy. My mom gave me this rooster shirt. I love it too. I don't know where she got it, but it is super, super comfortable material. And I like that it's colorful. And I like chickens. I don't have chickens, but I do like them. And I'm just amazed at how many different varieties of chickens there are. Some of them are just gorgeous. The neighbors, our neighbors next door to us, have chickens. They don't have a lot of variety, but my daughter-in-law used to raise chickens, and oh my goodness, she got some beautiful, beautiful ones. Okay, I'm gonna need a little more white paint. And that's just Ceramcoat. Delta Ceramcoat white. Just trying to get that black covered up, so it won't show through on the napkin. So this would have been really cute also for something maybe for a little girl's room with the little hearts, or Valentine. But I was just really wanting to use my napkin. I was going to put it on an Easter egg or egg shape. I didn't have one. I'd already used them all. And our dollar store did not have any yesterday when I went to the dollar store, Dollar Tree. So I thought, well, I'll just get out there and cut one this morning. And then I forgot. All the guys are out working on our patio retaining wall. It collapsed on us when we had that last snow and rain, it collapsed on us. So not on us, but it collapsed. That didn't sound right. It collapsed on us. We have a very slopey backyard, and we get everybody's water runoff. So sometimes it just a little more than that wall could handle, and it finally came tumbling down. So we're having to have it replaced and done right. So they're all working out there, and you may hear some of their tools here in a minute. So this was perfectly fine, just the way it was. Very cute. Have the little different color hearts on it. Been cute as a note board, chalkboard. I just wanted to repurpose it for this little project. It's already white on the edges, so I don't have to worry about that. And I don't care that it's not perfectly painted on the edges. I like it looking a little used, rustic. Okay, well, let's hit it with that dryer again. Your mother-in-law has chickens, and they love the fresh eggs. Oh, I know. Hi, Christy. When my daughter-in-law and them, when they were raising them, they had so many eggs, they had to give them away all the time. Okay, I'm going to have to hold it over here so I don't blow everything away. Okay, let's see if we can get it with just 1 or 2 more coats. Hi, Sheila. Thanks you guys so much for hopping on. I am now only 26 followers from having 700 followers. So as soon as I get 700 followers, I will send out some Happy Mail. Who knows? It may be this piece that I'm doing right now. But I always try to send something in the Happy Mail. Maybe something small, maybe something on this scale. Just depends on what I've got available at the time. But I try to send some little something that I've made. And then a couple of other little goodies. If you've ever gotten any of my Happy Mail, you know that I put some goodies in there. So I'm excited to get to do that drawing. It is gorgeous weather here in North Texas today. It's supposed to get up to 79 today. And we've got the air conditioner going, so it must be getting close. All right. So it's already transformed. Does not look like a chalkboard anymore. I am really advertising. I'm going to be sending out some different invites as well. But on my paint party that I'm hosting here at one of our community rooms at one of our local banks here, that's the room we're going to use. Has nothing to do with the bank. That's just the room that that we're going to be using. They have a community room that they allow their customers to use. So that's where we're going to be doing our painting. And I'm sure you've already seen on my Facebook page all the different things that we're going to be doing. Let me grab here's the little box that we're going to be painting. We're going to be painting 2 of the little terracotta pots to go in it. We'll be painting and we'll be decoupaging, and then we'll have a couple of other little techniques that we're going to do. Just learning some techniques. We'll also have a few door prizes. Here's one of them. The little decoupage iron, a mini iron. I don't know if they made it for decoupaging, but that's what we're all using them for. I don't have one yet. Got to get me one. That's the only one they had when I went to get it at our Walmart. They had another one, but the box had been opened and just didn't look like it was in too good a shape. So I didn't want to risk getting it and then having to take it back if it didn't work. And then I went back out there a couple of days ago for something else and went back to check to see if they've gotten any more in, and that one was gone and they didn't have any more. So they're pretty popular right now. So I'm not sure what else I'm going to take for little door prizes, but we are going to just have a great day. It's going to start at 11. It's on August. I keep saying August. It is on April the 28th. And we'll start at 11. We have the room until 4, but I'm guessing we'll probably be done around, let's see, 11, 12, 1, 2, probably be done around between 2 and 3 with the project. Everybody's going to just bring a sack lunch or whatever you want to eat while we're painting. Bring your sweet tea, your Dr. Pepper, whatever non-alcoholic beverage you want to drink. And we are just going to spend those hours just learning some techniques on painting those boxes. And so I'm so excited for the ones that have already shown up. Already registered to come. And there's only 18 seats, so that number won't last long. I do want at least 10 to have the party. All right, I'm going to dry this one more time and then put one more coat on it just to be sure that that doesn't show through. Okay, it is definitely looking better. I can barely see those hearts now, so I think this next one should do okay. Hi, Miss Pam. How are y'all doing? The guys that are working on our patio, they're all from our congregation at church. The gentleman that's doing it is, well, he's one of our elders at the congregation. And then he's got 3 of the boys from our youth group. And it's been so much fun hearing them out there laughing, cutting up. I mean, it's hard work what they're doing. They're having to bust through concrete and rock and hand dig back into the retaining wall. So, I mean, it has been... By the end of the day, I go out there in the morning to tell them good morning and whatever, and they're all chipper and, you know, they're yawning, but they're chipper and they're cutting up, and I hear them cut up throughout the day. Now, I added just a tad of water to my brush on this last coat to kind of get it to smooth out a little better. But I hear them just laughing and cutting up, and by the end of the day, I go out there, and they're just dragging. I mean, because they have been putting in some hours on it. And yeah, it is definitely manual labor. So I asked them, I said, well, are y'all learning a lot on it? And their response was, they're learning that they want to get a good education so that they do not have to do that full time. They are the sweetest kiddos. Okay, so that's going to be fun. Now I just want to cover up this edge a little better. But they are learning a lot on what they've been doing. They've learned that even if you're digging dirt, you have to know math. They have to know how many inches to dig down, how wide it needs to be, and has to fit the cross tie that's going in. And so they're learning that, you know, even if you're digging ditches, it's important. Whatever job you have is important. They've learned teamwork, but they've learned that you have to have math skills. I don't care what you're going to do in life. You're going to use math. They're learning how to use tools. They're learning how to be good hubbies because they will now know how to fix some things. Okay, I'm going to dry this and see if that got it or if we need to do one more. I just don't want to put all the time into it and then it bleed through. Okay, and I can see just a little bit coming through. Now when I'm painting this, right after I dry it, I'm not putting paint on a hot surface. I have a button here that I push that changes it to cool, and I cool it off just a little bit right before I go. Let me get, turn it on cool and do this little spot right here. We are, each month in our family, we celebrate our birthdays. all in one month. Like everybody that has a birthday in March, which we don't have any March birthdays. But so we don't do each birthday separately. We do all of our March birthdays, and then we do all of our April birthdays. We have we'll either do it at my house or one of the other kids' homes, or we'll meet somewhere and eat out. But we celebrate everybody's together for that month. So we did not get to do February birthdays because of us having the flu. My husband and I having the flu. So we're going to do our February birthdays this weekend. So I will have a house full of kiddos, grandkiddos, nephew, and then my mom and dad, all the cousins. So we'll end up with about 15, 20 people here. And we'll cook out hamburgers, hot dogs, and make homemade ice cream. But everybody voted they want Mexican food. So they love Grammy's homemade enchiladas, beef enchiladas. So we're going to do beef enchiladas, tamales, Spanish rice. So what else am I making? Somebody else is bringing tacos and queso and chips. And then we're just doing cake for the desserts. So I've got a lot of cooking to get done. I'm going to do we're doing it Saturday, so I'm going to do most of my cooking, get it prepared I'm going to do it tomorrow night. Okay, that's definitely going to be enough. So let me clean that brush out. It's very plain and white right now. I'm going to hop up a minute and turn my fan on. It's getting warm up here. I'm ready for summer. I am not complaining about it getting warm. I am not a cold weather person at all. Love the snow, but not the cold. Okay, I think we should be good on that. Now this has holes in it because it was hanging horizontally. So it's got holes down there, so I will probably put something over that. It's like I was getting a text. Sorry, I was looking at that. Because I'm going to do it vertically. So get my napkin out. Oh, I didn't notice on this one. This is the guest towel size, so it's the tall. And a lot of times you'll just get 2 on this, but this has got 3 on each one. So I've got a package of 40 of these. So, 40 times 6, that's how many panels that you're going to have. And I'm at the paint party, I'm putting together napkin packets for you to purchase, and they will be just barely above my cost on them. So you will be getting this in the packages for those of you who are coming. And I so apologize for my hoarse voice. All right, let me put it back together here so I can cut it easier. Okay, so I want to see just how tall that's going to be there. Okay, so I'm going to cut a little bit above this panel so it will kind of fill in where we are up here. And then I can either cut these little ones out. I can cut the bunny itself out, or I can put it on a small can. So many different things we could still do with it. Okay, so our bunny's going to be facing that way. See if I want okay, I think I'm going to do the center one so that I can cut a little bit on the outside of that. I think that's what we'll do on that. And then we'll need to separate the plies. Each napkin has at least 2 plies, sometimes 3 and 4 plies. Oops, I cut that one a little yucky there. But we're going to pull around it anyway, so it won't matter. All right, so let me see how close I can get over here. All right, let me clean that up just a little. I don't think it's going to matter because I'm going to pull it off. We're going to wet it and pull it off, but y'all know I'm OCD that way. Things have to kind of mesh. Okay, so that looks good there. So I'm going to go around and pull the edges off, and to do that, now sometimes you want it just a hard edge, but I want this one kind of softened up. So I'm going to go around the edge of it with just some water. Set this aside just a little. And then I'm going to decorate here. But I just want to pull off the edges a little bit, so I'm just wetting it. And then we'll separate the plies. So I'm just going to kind of pinch it off. That way I don't have such a harsh edge to it. Pull my trash can around here. All right, I'm going to switch to a larger brush because I'm not doing really detailed work on this. Now, you don't want to just saturate the napkin, the whole napkin, just the edge. And then I'm just pinching it off. Now, you can take a smaller brush and go around the bunny, around some of the flowers if you want to, and just pull the pattern. Just pull around the pattern if you wanted to. And that gives you kind of a ragged edge and just softens it up a little bit. You don't want to just really saturate it because it will pull off where you don't want it to pull off. I'm just taking my fingernails and just barely, because I don't want to lose a lot of it. But it's coming off very easy. And the plies are already trying to separate, which is good. Okay, do the same thing around the top here. Just makes it kind of blend in a little better and doesn't look so perfect, I guess you would say. Now there are times when you do want it to be straight edged. I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom here just barely. Just really on that tip. Just the edge. So back to my paint party. I know so many of you work. Some of you said you were watching from work today and it's hard for you to come to something during the day. Maybe you've got some time off you could take. Pamper yourself a little bit. Or maybe you know somebody else that would really like a half day out. Doesn't matter if they've ever painted before or if there's a, excuse me, a seasoned painter. And grab a drink. This project will be fun and relaxing if you're a seasoned painter, and it will be exciting and learning if they are a beginner painter. Okay, so that softened those edges up very nicely. All right, so I'm thinking I'm going to put some grass down here, but I'm thinking I want a little butterfly up here. And I think this little pink one would work. So I've got to remember to separate those plies. Not going to work if I don't separate those plies. What happens if you don't separate the plies, and then you go to put Mod Podge on, or whatever medium you use. Now this is not a napkin, but the napkin will separate if you don't. It'll separate on its own. When you start trying to seal it, all of those plies are going to separate whether you wanted them to or not. Okay, so this is cardstock. It's off of a card, so it's not going to disappear into the background. I have to cut the image out. And we'll Mod Podge it on. So kind of this little antennae, I guess is what you call it. And then we'll just glue it down with the Mod Podge, just like we are going to with the napkin. But it'll just add a little bit there. Might put another one down there. Here's a different color one. I'm going to go ahead and cut it out just in case we want it to. If you do want to gift someone else a spot at the paint party, what you would do is go to my website, and when you register, you'll click on events. Go to my website, youngatheartcreations.com, click on events, and when you go to register, you would just put that person's information on there instead of yours, and that would register them. Of course, I would check with them to make sure that they would be able to attend. Okay, so we can put that one maybe right there. And here's another small one down here. There's just no end to what you can do with this Mod Podge and decoupaging process. Now I'll save that because I can use it again. I've used this little card many times to send little get well cards or how you doing, thinking about you cards. So if you're on here and you recognize this card because you've gotten one from me, don't throw it in the trash after you've read it. Look what you can do with it. You can pretty much Mod Podge anything onto anything. I used to Mod Podge when I was a young girl. I think about 9 or 10. Kind of round that off a little bit. Oops, missed an edge. Okay, and we can put that one maybe right there. Okay, I think that's going to work. So let's go ahead and separate our napkin. I just get my fingers a little wet with my tongue and just get them a little sticky. And then I just pull it apart. And this one has 3 plies, and both of those plies came off all at once. So that's wonderful. Just going to gently tear it apart. I just put this to the side to use it for wiping things off if I need to. And make sure there's not another ply, and there is not. Okay, now I'm trying to decide if I want to put my grass down first. No, I think I'm going to go ahead and Mod Podge it first. And now I want to decide, do I want it, I think instead of putting it long ways all the way, I'm going to raise it up just a little bit so I can do my grass down here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off and then water it and pinch it off. So again, I did not know what I was going to do when I got on here. Right before I got on here, I just went over into my pile and started grabbing things. So I'm just kind of designing it, guessing it, whatever you want to call it as I go. But you know, sometimes those turn out to be the cutest ones when you didn't think it all the way through. Okay, let's see if I need to go a little more. Nope, I think that'll do. So now we need to put our Mod Podge on. I use the matte Mod Podge because the glossy just does not dry. Just doesn't dry well for me. It stays sticky forever. Sorry to cough in your ear. So I'm just going to use my 1.5 inch flat brush. Just about where I think I want that. I'm just going to, because it doesn't matter if you go outside of where you want it. I just want to make sure it gets stuck on. And I need my chip brush. I have a chip brush so that I can get it down like I want it. Raise it up just a little more. I'm going to be very careful because it is fragile. Oops. A little more glue on there. I do not mind the wrinkles. I have not done the process yet where you iron it with the saran wrap or the parchment paper in the iron. I haven't done that yet, so just doing it the regular way. Okay, and then I'm going to work my way outward. Kind of get those air bubbles out. Get those edges down. Oh, the colors in this, so pretty. A little more down on that edge. Okay, let that dry. So far, look how pretty that is. Isn't it pretty? I just love, love, love it. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Donna. Hi, Miss Vicki. I wish you guys were all close enough to come to the paint party. I'm going to stick my lid on that just and set it aside while we do a little bit of painting on it now. Let's go ahead. I forgot. Let's go ahead and do our little butterflies here. We're going to put a pink one up here. A little more glue. It's hard on that white to see where the glue is. I'll take him down just a second, just enough time to give him to adhere. There we go. Okay, and now let's take this little guy and we'll put him, oh, maybe right there. Maybe about right there. And he's overlapping that napkin just a tad. That's okay. Okay, so we'll let those dry. And then we'll seal them good. Okay, so now let's put some grass on. So the room we're going to be in for the paint party has enough really for 25, at least 25 women or participants, whatever. But I didn't want to get it too crowded. I wanted to keep it comfortable so that we're not all just crammed in together. The restroom is right across the hall, but we will have our own room. Again, it's inside of a bank, but it's at the back of the building. Very beautiful building. But it's for the bank that I used to work for. Okay, so we're going to do some grass sprigs here. And I'm going to start out with Hauser Medium Green Deco Art. Kind of like what we did, or definitely like what we did last night on our bunny. So I'm going to use a round tipped brush. Just gonna get a little bit of water on my brush and kind of thin that paint down just a little bit. Okay, can y'all hear that circular saw out there? They're cutting those cross ties. And then we're just gonna start adding some grass. I always start with the darkest color green for my base. And then work my way up to the lighter colors. Now we're going to make this grass kind of tall since we've got so much space here. And I go all different directions. I don't want them all going in the same direction. I don't want them the same height. So I'm just doing different heights, different colors. I mean different directions. And trying to get down to the base. Just kind of fill it in down there at the base. And we can do that once we get this on. Watering it down a little bit really helps that paint flow when you're doing some kind of, I consider this lining work. So I'm just kind of painting right over that napkin, not getting it really wet on that napkin. But this is just laying down that base color, and then we're going to come through here and go do the same thing with, we'll probably do 2 more shades of green. A little bit lighter, then a little bit lighter than that. And it just really makes a difference. Let's come up a little higher here. Just kind of judging it as far as how tall to get it as we go here, just kind of eyeballing it. You will be doing this in the paint party, at the paint party. We will be doing this stroke, this technique, on the box that you'll be doing. And I make them a little bit wider at the base. And I'm dipping back in. As I go. Now it would be cute. Got a little bit of green there. To put maybe some little ladybugs or something down here, but I think I'm going to go ahead and put some more flowers. Okay, let's put some more like they're coming out from the edge. Now I'm going to turn it upside down so I can see it, because I can't see inside that ledge. And then I'm just going to, okay, I can see now. So I'm going to go up this way and just kind of fill in the bottom there. Just kind of dabbing it on. Now I've also got some, you can see it's on the inside of the lip there, but I'm not going to worry about that at all. It just looks like the grass is part of it. So I'm just trying to cover up a little more of that white that's at the base to give us a good base background. And I can come back and clean that green up that's getting on the inside edge real easily. I'm going to cover up a little closer to the edge of that napkin so it doesn't look like it's just kind of floating in the grass. Okay, so there's first layer. Now let's go with the next lighter color, and that's Hauser Light Green. Going through this pretty quickly. I didn't plan to do a live today, but I just needed to craft. And wanted to bring you along with me. I've still got quite a bit of house cleaning to do. Behind on everything since we had been sick. I thought, you know what? I'll work better if I've gotten in here and done some crafting. Okay, so same thing. Just gonna load that round brush up. Now you won't need as many blades of this color because you don't want to cover up your base color. You just want to add some in. Come out to the top as well. All different directions. Do you guys have any big plans for the weekend? Here, the weather's supposed to be pleasant through most of Saturday. Sunday, we're supposed to have quite a few storms. Okay, so there's layer 2 of that lighter color. And then we're going to go even much lighter than that. I'm going to use Anita's, and it's all-purpose paint, but it's Anita's, and it's called, it's just lime. Almost a yellow, not quite. So we're not going to put quite as much of this on there, and I'm going to switch to an even smaller round brush. More like a liner brush, and just come in and do some highlights with it. Hi, Cindy. Thank you, Vicki. Cindy, I was wondering last night, I got to thinking last night, do you pronounce your name Pew, like P-E-W, or is it Pug, like P-U-G, and the H is silent? How do you pronounce your name? I've probably been pronouncing it wrong. Okay, so just highlights here and there. Going right up on that napkin. Crisscrossing all different directions. And just gives us a little more depth into it. Now we've got some things to do out here on the edge. Let's go ahead and put some, okay, so we need, let me get my bright yellow. We'll do primary yellow. Let's do, this is Craft Smart. It's a bright yellow. So we'll do yellow flowers. We will do some white. We'll do some, oh, there's some pretty pink. Let me grab some pink. And then some pretty blue. Is there purple? Yep, there's purple. So let's do some purple. And let's get a pretty, see what blues I've got out over here. Again, you can tell I didn't plan this because I didn't know what I was going to be doing with it. Okay, we'll go with Blue Harbor. That looks pretty close to it. And I'm just going to take my daughter. You could use the end of your brush. This is another technique that we're going to do at the paint party. Y'all, it's going to be so much fun. I hope some of you can come or send somebody. Now, since we are not going to be using much of this at all, let's see if I can get it just out of the lid. And we're just going to put some flowers, just dots, and it instantly just starts looking like flowers. I mean, what else would it be? And then I'm going to go around the edges with dots as well. Okay, so that's all we needed for that. Let's do some yellow. So I'm just trying to pull the colors that we have in the flowers in the napkin here. And this is not Easter specific. There's no Easter eggs or anything in it. So this, you could use this, you know, all spring. One of my little bathrooms is done in birds and rabbits. So this is something I could leave up even all year round. Okay, let's do purple. This is Purple Petal. Very soft colors. I do a lot of dotting in things that I paint. I do that a lot on when I'm doing my sunflowers. I will dot a lot. Just a little bit of texture that's very easy to add, but doesn't take away from it. Okay, and again, this one is Blue Harbor. And then we want to put some white in there to make them pop. Okay, let's put some white. I don't use out of the lids a lot because you don't want your paint sitting there. It dries out so fast. So I don't like getting air get air into it. That's what causes the little paint boogies and things. So I don't do this a lot. Definitely needed that white in there. Just kind of balance it. Give it some highlights. me that. That made a difference in it. Isn't that pretty? Just all those colors. I mean, that napkin just pretty much tells you what to do. Gives you the color palette. Now, I want to go around the edges. I'm trying to think if I want to go around it in, if I want to put all the colors on it, if I just want to put one dot. Nope, I know what I'll do. Okay, so we're going to use pink, purple. Let's see, pink, purple, yellow. Okay, so this is where it gets a little time consuming, but it is so worth it. Okay, so we'll go, we've got 4 colors. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's so many different ways you can do this. I have to think about it. Pew like a church pew. Okay, good. Thanks, Lynn. It does. I mean, it looks like by the time we seal it and everything. Now remember, it does take those dots a little longer to dry. But, I mean, it'll look like you painted it on, especially doing those rough edges. It looks like you've just painted it on here. You could even put some little charms on it. But I think what we're going to do, play around with it a minute. I'm going to go ahead and put some out on my dish here. So everywhere that these meet, we're going to have a yellow. And that Craft Smart, that's Michael's brand. It is a very thin paint. And then we're going to come in with our other colors. And I think I'm going to come in and just do the grass on the inside lip of that. Just put a little more green on it rather than try to clean it up. I will have the grand dog. She's coming tomorrow night. Mila. Y'all have all met Mila. Our little googly-eyed dog. She's half King Cavalier and half Poodle. And they have the googliest little eyes. So cute. She is so full of personality. So we'll have her for 4 days, and then she'll go home for 4 days, and then she'll come back and we'll have her a week, or maybe a week and a half. We may have her a week and a half. Our daughter's going on a trip. She's taking our granddaughter on her senior trip. That's what she does as their aunt. She takes them, lets them choose anywhere in the country that they want to go for their senior trip, and she takes them for a week. And so Avery is the one graduating this year. Cannot believe she's already 18, but or about to be. She chose California. She's always wanted to go to California. Okay, so we've got 4 colors we're going to use. So 1, 2, 3. So now we're going to go into the middle, into the center, and then that way I can put my other 2 on. So for the center one, I think we're going to go with the blue. Now this Blue Harbor has a little bit of a purple tint to it. Straight up and down. Could have also done just lines with the line brush with the curves, but I mean, there's just no really right or wrong way to do it. Could have just used one color to go around the edges. Could have used one of the greens. Just your preference. A little more of that blue. This blue is almost a periwinkle blue. I notice some of my flowers are coming up in my flower bed. So they think it's spring is coming. Won't be long. Have to get the hummingbird feeders all cleaned up and set out. Okay, do you see any that I missed? I think I got all of that. Now we'll do purple. Yeah, let's do it on this side. Hard not to put it on the other side, but we're going to do the pink on that. So the boys that are working out on our patio, it's so funny to watch them. Boys are always in competition, so they're out there with the shovels and the wheelbarrow, and it's like, no, I got it. You sure you don't need help with it? No, I got it. You know, they don't want to admit that something's a little bit heavier than they thought it was going to be when they have to pick it up. You know, neither one of them, there's 3 of them out there today, and of the boys, and you know, none of them are going to admit that they bit off a little more than they could chew on a few things every now and then. Such sweet kiddos. And they are all 3 homeschooled, so they can pick their hours. And they've been getting here around 10 every morning. And then working to right at 5 o'clock. So they've been putting in full days. And then going home and getting their schoolwork done. Okay, so we've got the purple everywhere. Let's finish it out with a pink. This is dragon fruit. Dragon fruit, so many of you used the peony pink and loved it, and they discontinued it, and you were just so sad. The dragon fruit is the new peony pink. I mean, I cannot tell the difference. So for any of you that missed the peony pink that used to use it, dragon fruit to me is the exact same color. I just cannot tell any difference. Yellow, purple, blue, pink. I had to think about that one because the ones on the corners are they're wider, so it looked like I was missing one, but I wasn't. I've got tons of things cut out to paint that I need to get done. But most of them are Christmas things, and I know not many people want to watch you paint Christmas items in March. So I've just been pulling from my old stashes that I've had for a long time. I'd be looking at it while I'm finishing it up on the edge here. Hi, Miss Heather. See if you think it needs anything else up here. Now these daughters I got at Hobby Lobby. They come in a set of 3, so you get 6 different sizes. But Dollar Tree, they now have a single daughter. Sounds like I'm saying daughter, daughter, D-O-T-T-E-R, that you can get. That's probably $1, probably $1.25 now instead of $1, but I use those at my paint parties. Side. Okay, so I think let me look to make sure I got all the pinks on there. I think we did. Now those are going to have to dry a little bit. I even let them dry a few minutes before I blow dry them because these dots, they'll just splatter everywhere. So I'm going to go finish up the inside edge there. I need to do that. But I think it's looking, I got to be careful. Those dots will run. And then I will put a pretty ribbon up here to hold it. And that's one of them. I don't know if I'll put it for sale or not in my craft things because I like it for my bathroom. I'm not sure. But you could do the dots and the flowers in any color to match, you know, your decor. I just pulled from what the flowers had. Here you could go with more of the yellows or the blues if you didn't want it quite so Eastery or springy looking. I mean, you could just float the edges around here. with shading, with a shading color. So that would be pretty as well. Or you could do the scallops in any different color. That wouldn't matter at all. I definitely will have this napkin and several of the others. I have so many napkins, but I have several others that, thank you, Miss Lynn, that I'm going to put in your packets at the paint party, and they'll probably be $2 to $3 a bag for the napkins. Again, some of my napkins that I have that I got off Etsy were almost $2 just for one napkin. So I can't just give them away because I have spent quite a bit on them. These, if you can't come to the party, these came in a package of 40, I think, and they were $6 a package. So those were from Home Goods. So let's go ahead. I want to fill in this area down here. That's where we did the grass. I'm trying not to smush those. I'm going to go ahead and put some green in there. I think I'd rather do that than clean it up with the white. That'll just make it look like it's the grass. I'll get my larger one. It is so hard for me on house cleaning day to focus on my house cleaning, especially when I come in here to clean. I have to do it last because if I'm anywhere near this room, I can't just walk in here and not craft something. I just can't do it. It's hard to focus on vacuuming and dusting and scrubbing the bathrooms when I'm wanting to be in here. It's got to get done. It's not going to do itself. Okay, now I'm going to put a little bit of that lighter green, medium one, just in little spots here. Just to kind of tie it in. And I'm going to put just, I'm not even going to clean my brush. Just going to put a few, just little slashes here of that light highlighted color. So let me see if you can see that. On the edge down here, I now have green there. Looks like I did get a little bit on the outside of the frame, and I don't want that. So I'm going to touch it up with a little bit of white. Okay, so all that's left on it is to put the hanger on. I'll have to decide what kind of what kind of ribbon I want to use. I could also put it in an easel. You could put a picture backing on it so it sits up if you wanted it to go on a shelf or a tier tray. Oops, let me get you up here. There we go. Got those pretty colors. Isn't that pretty? So I'll just have to go over it with some Mod Podge. And I think we're good on it. So not bad for, I'm not sure how long I've been on here. Maybe an hour or under. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so don't forget to, if you can't come to the paint party, If you're within an hour to an hour and a half drive, I think it will definitely be worth it to you. I think you'll have a great time, a relaxed painting time, and we're just going to have some fun. And you will get to take your box home with you. Grab it over here again. So many different things you could use this for. Oh, look, they almost could go as a set. Pretty close. But that's what we're going to do at the party, are these cute little boxes. I've already got the handles on them. I will also have these that you'll be painting whatever color you want them to be. Your flowers, I did these in the pinks and that turquoise blue. And then we're going to do some Mod Podging with the napkins. But you can do your flowers in any color. You know, I don't want you to feel like you have to do them in this color. You know, your house may not be in this color. You might want to do it to match your house, or somebody, if you're making a gift. I mean, what a great Mother's Day gift. What a good birthday gift or Mother's Day gift to give somebody a certificate to come, or, you know, to register them to get to come. So that would be so much fun. But you don't even have to put these in here. You will get these at the party, and we'll paint them. But you may choose to put something else in here. You may choose to put some kind of a divider. You may have something totally different that you're wanting to do. I'm going to put some paper in the bottom of this so that it doesn't, some wax paper or something, so it doesn't get all, I have Mod Podged it, but I still don't want it to get all scratched up. So I am probably going to be using it for paint brushes. You know, there's just so many different ways you could use it. You could even put fake plants in here. I don't think I would put real ones in here. These don't have holes in them. But I wouldn't want to get the box wet. But that's it. That's what we're going to be doing. I think they're adorable. And then we're going to do that grass and flower technique on the bottom. I will provide everything that you need. I do suggest that you bring your own paintbrushes that you like to paint with. I will have paintbrushes there that you can borrow and use, but if you're like me, you have your special paintbrushes that you like, so you're welcome to bring those. I will have everything else but your food. You'll need to bring a snack or whatever you want for that. Hi, Miss Rebecca. Hello, hello. So if you need any information, you know, private message me or go to my website, www.youngatheartcreations.com, and click on events, and that will give you more of the information. It's only $35. So with everything that I've gotten for you, that's I think that's a pretty good deal. So I would love to have you and love to meet you and paint with you. Grab a friend, grab a daughter, a mother, and whatever, and just come spend the day with us. It's 18 seats is all we have. Well, we don't have that many left now because some are registering. So they will go fast. I mean, that's not a lot of spots. So they're going to go quickly, but we would just love to have you come paint with us. So much fun. All right, dears, I'm going to let you get off here. That means I've got to go get my house clean. So, but, you know, it's not going to get done if I don't do it. So have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. If I don't talk to you between now and then, don't forget to hit the sprinkle button and sprinkle this. I'm only 26 away from having 700 followers. Once we get to 700, I will send out some fun, happy mail. So have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Thanks, everybody, for hopping on. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.